What's going on, Neon Nation? Welcome back to the Neon Arcade and for some Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty lore, this time on the Crystal Palace, truly one of the most spectacular locations in the entire Cyberpunk universe. With Phantom Liberty giving strong hints that we will be visiting the Crystal Palace within the story, I figured it was time for us to go over this man-made marvel, its history and its role in the world. Stick around till the end to see all the hints from gameplay, trailers, and even CD Projekt investors' calls that hint we'll be visiting this orbital habitat. Many have heard of the Crystal Palace, yet so few have set foot inside. Why, you may ask? Because the Crystal Palace is reserved for the 1%. The richest, most influential, and most powerful not only in Night City, but in the entire world. This gigantic space station boasts everything from casinos to restaurants, to low-gravity pools and luxury apartments with panoramic views of Earth. The city in the sky is sponsored by the one and only Orbital Air, which shuttles the wealthy to this jewel nested between the Earth and the Moon. It's owned by the European Space Agency, the world's largest and most advanced spacefaring organization, who controls most of space-related activity. Completed in 2011, the Crystal Palace offers a place for embassies of all space-capable nations, serves military purposes, and is even the testing ground for weapon manufacturers like Tsunami. The Crystal Palace began construction in 2000 by the ESA and was slated to cost €7 billion, but the first corporate war in 2005 delayed its construction. After a failed attempt by an American terrorist group backed by the American Defense Intelligence Agency to take over the station, the Crystal Palace did finally open in 2011. In the early 2020s, the palace had grown in notoriety and was rumored to be the home of 13 of the most elite solos known to man. This group was called the Angels. None of this was ever confirmed, and many overlooked these unfounded facts. The Fourth Corporate War saw this man-made marvel almost destroyed, as in late September of 2022, there was an artillery strike fired at the Crystal Palace. 3 high-tech colonists of low Earth orbit known as the High Riders, who are individuals that are either born in space, live out their entire lives in space, or both, intercepted the strike, sacrificing themselves in the process. An orbital war erupted later in the year as Europe, the US, and the Soviets all began destroying each other's space facilities, satellites, and assets. The Crystal Palace was miraculously left untouched. The palace structurally is a 5-toroidal or donut-shaped ring structure built around a large core. Each ring has a radius of 2.2 kilometers and is built to withstand hard radiation and EMP threats. Each inner torus features 4 levels of living facilities, manufacturing plants, life support systems, and apartment blocks. The 2 outer toroids support huge open parks which not only provide recreation but also the bulk of the palace's oxygen supply. Common buildings, restaurants, and housing for high-ranking corpos and ESA officials are also offered. The palace is a slice of paradise and offers full greenery and real trees. Corporations who have a spot in the Crystal Palace include names like Arasaka, Eurobank, Orbital Air, Malorian Arms, Raven Micro-Cybernetics, and the World News Service. Now, the Crystal Palace is looking to have a presence in Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty for a few reasons. First, CDPR investor call presentation decks have had the Crystal Palace as a prominent feature throughout the graphics. Typically, relevant graphics are chosen for decks. Second, we do know that one of the endings to the base game shows us approaching the Crystal Palace. This one is more evidence of its presence in the story. Obviously, Phantom Liberty picks up around midway through the game, so this isn't a canon ending leading to PL, but again, it shows that CDPR took the time to make this ending, and at the very least create the structure. We've seen Orbital Air in the most recent trailer, we've seen launches prominently in Edge Runners, we've seen Orbital Air flights all the way back in the 2018 trailer. Not only that, but we've seen a ton of concept art for the Crystal Palace from CDPR that I've used throughout this video. If anything, they've built up these assets just to save for the expansion. Now, Grimes is returning for 2077, and this looks like a scene that would be perfect for the Crystal Palace. A glamorous concert in space just screams Lizzy Wizzy to me. In the Dogtown Black Market overview that just released, we see that the Crystal Palace ad still exists and is shown. This is a bit of a weaker one, and this might just be world building, but again, a lot of effort looks like it went into creating this ad, and this ad has been in the game since launch. Finally, this beam in the first PL trailer is intriguing. Something about this just screams the space or the net. Again, a bit of a weaker one and more of a gut feeling. Anyways, let me know what you guys think and how you'd feel if we did get a chance to visit the Crystal Palace in the Phantom Liberty expansion. As always, if you enjoyed the content, do consider subscribing for more Cyberpunk, and I'll see you guys in the next one.